What is the most disturbing fact about the human body? Vitamin C deficiency, aka scurvy, will eventually cause your collagen levels to deplete, that all your old scar tissue will start to break down, and old wounds will start to reopen. That includes collagen patches inside your organs. Little known fact is that sickness and trauma cause small rips and tears in our organs that also get patched up with collagen. This is why it's a good idea to just avoid getting sick if you can. Your brain blocks out the feeling of your organs moving around in your body. A related fun fact: after giving birth, some women can feel their organs sliding back into place as their uterus shrinks. No, I didn't need to know that. What's more, while operating on the bowls, if doctors have to take your intestines outside your body to reach other stuff, they have to fixate them since the peristaltic movement pulls them back into the body. And sometimes you can apparently feel them outside of your body when you're awake during surgery, in C-sections for example. I never experienced it, but heard some people talking about it. Not a fact exactly, but I always find it weird that part of your brain is telling your body what to do. Breathe, digest, whatever, and the other part of your brain has absolutely no idea what that part is doing. The other part is reading this and questioning its existence. As someone who suffers from occasional insomnia and has sleepless nights, the fact that something called fatal familial insomnia exists terrifies me. Basically, one day you simply cannot fall asleep anymore and become more and more insane until you die. The good thing is that if you aren't in one of a few dozen families in the entire world with it, the chances of you developing it are practically zero. If your bowel is obstructed severely, and for long enough, you will vomit shit out of your mouth. This happened to a girl I went to basic training with. I was in the med-hold facility due to an ankle injury when she was assigned to our unit. She was on bed rest because she hadn't been able to poop for 3 whole weeks, and it was causing debilitating abdominal pain for her. They gave her laxatives, x-rayed her stomach, and couldn't figure out why nothing was working until the shit hit the metaphorical fan. After about 3 days of no progress, she started vomiting shit and was rushed to the ER. Turned out she had a bowel obstruction made of her own hair. She chewed the end of her braid compulsively. No matter how hard you strain, it's estimated you only use about 60% of your full strength. This is not due to weakness of muscle, but your brain. The disturbing part? If your brain didn't stop you, you could tear your own ligaments, muscles, tendons, and break your own bones trying to throw a ball as hard as you can. Anecdotal urban legends of mothers lifting cars off babies are thought to have been the fight or flight of adrenaline temporarily overriding this limit. I love hysterical strength. There are tons of documented examples of it, and it really is fascinating. 2 of my favorites are Lauren Kornacki, a 22 years old who lifted a car off her father and did CPR on him, saving his life in Virginia in 2012. Another was in 2013 in Oregon when 2 teenage sisters, 16-14, lifted a tractor off their dad. It's a mind-blowing phenomenon. I think that's more or less why pain is a thing, to let us know we are at our limit. Also why people with very high pain tolerance can be a danger to themselves. Congenital insensitivity to pain is one of the easiest ways folks can turn into a past tense, just by going about their lives. Without the ability to feel pain, for instance, you can put your hands on a hot stove and not realize it till you smell it. On a related note, CIPA folks have a hard time sweating and often die from hyperthermia as a result. You can be reset by even minor brain trauma. Personality, attractions, dislikes, just because a lump of fat jiggled wrong, or more probably was denied a bit of oxygen. Now, you exist as memories of this person everyone knew, and you're too tired to keep explaining that you aren't him, so you just do the crap he did while everyone is watching you. Edit. Wow, this went crazy. Sorry I haven't acknowledged much. I'm a bit intimidated by attention. Thanks for anyone who reached out, with support, resources, anecdotes, and just questions. I'm okay, and I'm touched that people do care. I'm trying to learn to trust actual support. Most disturbing fact for me is, hormones in your brain drastically affect who you are as a person. Nothing you can do about, not your mind, intelligence, or willpower. You are a slave to your brain chemistry. This was made incredibly clear to me after I went into full menopause after my hysterectomy. Before that, I was highly estrogen dominant with PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, and every damn lady calamity imaginable. Estrogen is a necessary hormone, helps preserve bone density, retain muscle mass, etc. But I was an estrogen factory stuck in relentless oversupply, like that auntie that puts food on your plate even after the 5th helping. So after uterus yeetage, I went on HRT, which means a specific controlled dosage of body-identical estrogen. Well, damn. Executive function and investigative reasoning became possible. Even daft things like knowing to measure a space before buying furniture for it, or moving my plants seasonally so they get more sunlight. I changed the light bulbs in my headlights yesterday by feeling around the housing and deducing out what needed to be removed, in order. I could not do any of that before. So yeah, menopause was the best thing that's ever happened to my brain because now I can control a hormone. Flippin' heck. Once your immune system finds out you have eyes, you're blind. Your eyes are more brain than body. In that your meninges, which is a layer that encases your brain and central nervous system, follows the optic nerve and becomes the sclera, the layer that encases your eyes. I heard a professor say in a lecture once that the eyes are like part of the brain that popped out to see what was going on. This is absolutely fascinating. So at the back of your eye you have a very specific and complex protein called crystallin. Helps eye mechanics and how to process light. Problem is it's nowhere else in your body, so your immune system doesn't recognize it. If you get excessive eye trauma in one eye, you need to get it removed as quickly as possible. As once the immune system knows what to look for, it'll go after your undamaged eye. I know someone who got an influenza infection inside one eyeball. Damaged her sight in that eye. Later went mostly blind in her other eye too. So this might apply to infections as well as physical trauma. While crystallin is a protein found in the lens of the eye that helps with its structure and function, the statement that your immune system will attack your undamaged eye if you have eye trauma, and one eye is removed, is not accurate. In cases where one eye is damaged or injured, the immune system may respond to the injury by causing inflammation and sending immune cells to the affected area to promote healing. However, this response does not necessarily mean that the immune system will start attacking the undamaged eye. Additionally, removing an eye due to trauma is not typically the first course of action, and would only be considered in severe cases where other treatment options are not effective or the eye is irreparably damaged. In such cases, the patient would receive specialized medical attention to prevent complications and ensure that their remaining eye is not affected. Can confirm. I have ankylosing spondylitis. One of the symptoms is inflammation of the iris, iritis. I have had the flare-up twice. Both times the white blood cells cover my eyes and I go blind until I get anti-inflammatory eye drops. Edit. I'm sorry to hear so many others have AS. I had to see a specialist really far away from where I live because local doctors didn't know what was happening, so I'm surprised to see so many others that have it too. For what it's worth, I have found two things help reduce the pain. 1. No sugar diet. The more sugar I eat, the worse the pain. 2. Exercising reduces the pain, especially long-term consistent exercise.